Hi, I'm going to show you how to make homemade cornbread from scratch that is gluten-free. A lot of recipes call for putting wheat flour in, but I'm thinking, why do that? We need gluten-free food. I just use straight cornmeal and it comes out great every time. So later I'm going to show you how I take this cornbread and I turn it into our incredible stuffing with sausage in it. But for right now, I'm just going to show you how I make the cornbread. So one of the things that this recipe calls for is buttermilk, and I don't have any buttermilk, but that's okay. I'm actually going to show you what you can do when you don't have buttermilk. I'm using lemon juice, and I'm going to use a tablespoon and a half. I think that's what my recipe calls for. So I'm going to do a teaspoon. That all adds up to a tablespoon and a half. Okay. Then the next thing it calls for is milk. And right now I don't have any milk, cow's milk in the house either. We do have coconut milk. And this is an experiment. Never done this before, but I have a feeling it's going to work. I'm going to fill this up so that it all comes to the 1.5 cup line, because that's the amount of buttermilk that I needed. There we go. And now I'm going to let that sit for 5 minutes and it will magically transform into something very similar to buttermilk. Hi, the next thing that I want to prep and get ready, I already put 2 tablespoons of butter in this cast iron pan, but I need to put in some olive oil too. I think it calls for 1 tablespoon. So I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of oil, put in this pan, and while I'm waiting for that buttermilk for its 5 minutes to be up, I'm just going to warm this up so it's liquid on the stove. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to start mixing the ingredients. We're going to take the camera off of me and put it right into this so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to start with 2 cups of cornmeal. Remember I said we're just going to use 100% cornmeal in this recipe. Okay, and there's 1 cup. 2 cups. Perfect. And now I'm also going to add that melted butter and olive oil that I had before. Now I'm just going to mix this together. And now we're going to mix in this homemade coconut buttermilk that I made. Let's see how that turns out. And mix this together. Okay, now we're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. There's the 1. There's the 1/2. And then we're also going to add 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda to this. There we go. With a dry fork, I'm just going to mix them up so that they are together. Okay, so we're almost ready to get this in the oven. I have preheated the oven to 450 degrees. Whip up this egg. And then right before I'm ready to put it in my pan, to put it in the oven, I'm going to sprinkle in this baking powder, baking soda mixture. I'll get that all stirred in. Using this Himalayan pink salt, which I just love. Very quick time. I didn't look at my clock when I started, but this has only been a few minutes here. I'm just going to pour it in to my pan. I did butter the pan before I started. Mix it around. There we go. Now I'm going to put this in the oven, and I will see you again in about 18 minutes.